time, chamaco!
Pixar are famous for their animated films. The complex narratives, character development, themes and messages are all laid bare on the surface for the immediate audience to get at. But they take on a new meaning when delved into and looked at closely. How do Pixar keep their films new, fresh and innovative? No Pixar film is the same, so how do they do it? In this visual essay I'll examine Pixar's idea generation and refinement process using one of their latest films, 2017's Coco, as an example. Inspired by the Mexican Day of the Dead festival, the film follows Miguel, a young boy who dreams of becoming a musician despite his family's ban on music.
I'm gonna be a musician!
After falling out with his family over the music ban, Miguel steals a guitar that he believes belonged to his ancestor but is transported to the land of the dead when he takes it. He meets his ancestral family but refuses their blessing to send him home. This leads him on an adventure through the land of the dead where he unknowingly meets his great-great-grandfather and discovers the story of his family's past.
What?
In the following clips, director Lee Unkrich explains how the idea of Coco first came about and eventually became the film that was released.
After we finished making Toy Story 3, I started thinking about what I wanted to do next, and I actually kicked around a few different ideas. John often likes to have us pitch him like 3 different ideas, so we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. And one of those 3 ideas that I pitched to John was the idea of telling a story set against Dia de Muertos. But from the beginning, you know, I was inspired by this beautiful tradition of Dia de Muertos.
The film was originally going to be a fully fledged musical and start with a song explaining the significance of Dia de los Muertos and would follow an American child learning about their Mexican heritage. The filmmakers revised both of these ideas during the 6-year development as they felt the musical aspect would take away from the emotional and spiritual aspects of the film, and that also using a Mexican child would place the film into a better position to view the Day of the Dead festival. However, one part of the intro was kept, when Ernesto de la Cruz sings Remember Me. In an interview with Unkrich, co-director Adrian Molina and producer Darla Anderson, Unkrich stated the following of the character of Dante: a Xoloitzcuintli Quintly dog and its species' significance in ancient Mesoamerican beliefs. Having a dog really came out of the research. The Aztecs believed that on the journey to the land of the dead you would encounter difficult challenges, and that having an animal companion would help you on that journey. From this idea came the depiction of the Alebrijes, brightly coloured animal companions that belong to certain characters in the land of the dead. Unkrich and the film's lead production designer Harley Jessup stated that Pixar wanted to have as much contrast between the land of the living and the land of the dead, and that many techniques were used to differentiate between the two worlds. Colour was one such technique, and what can be seen in both concept art and the film is the huge difference between the land of the living and the land of the dead. Where Miguel's hometown, Santa Cecilia, is very flat and coloured with beiges and browns, the land of the dead is made up of high towers and haphazard structures, painted all kinds of vibrant colours. Jessup also stated that given the holiday and the iconography, we wanted to make the land of the dead a visually vibrant and colourful place, so we deliberately designed Santa Cecilia to be more muted. In an earlier draft of the story, the setting played a larger role in the plot, with the idea of how Miguel returns to the land of the dead, having him physically running through the streets away from Ernesto de la Cruz and then sprinting across the Flower Bridge. The animators took inspiration for the movement of the skeletons in Coco from a 1929 Disney animated short film entitled The Skeleton Dance. Produced by Walt Disney himself, the short test animation and follow-up to the original Mickey Mouse animations. Coco animation lead Nicholas Rosario described how the skeletons were originally going to move in a similar fashion to the stop-motion skeletons from the 1963 film Jason and the Argonauts, but the animators found it difficult to replicate the original process inside modern software. The skeletons in the Disney short, however, moved more fluidly, and were also deemed by director Lee Unkrich to be a better fit for both animation and story. Pixar takes years to make their films, and it's easy to see why. They come up with an original idea and then spend months and sometimes even years improving it. The quality of their stories and characters, as well as their technical prowess, is a testament to good storytelling.